being appointed the captain, Subramaniam Badrinath had a very cheeky, tweet that he wrote expectations being Virat Kohli, but the reality was Rajat Patidar. Do you think you are on those lines, or do you differ from those opinions?
I think I slightly differ from those opinions because, for starters, I don't think Virat Kohli was ever as interested as it was reported to be. Because if he was, he would have got it very early. It would have been announced, and they wouldn't have waited this close to the season to keep it and kept it a secret like that. And I think Rajat Patidar is a very good choice because from what discussions we have had so far, everyone has been speaking very highly about him. Everyone says that he is a very calm leader. They are like very happy with he's he has the image of how that he interacts with all of his teammates with empathy, and he is very good with them, and he's always good under pressure. And most importantly, he doesn't let it impact his batting, and which is I think for RCB would have been a big plus because for he's a huge player for them in that middle order, and in especially in T20 cricket they need someone like him to hold that middle order together, and they can't afford for a player of that importance to get burdened by captaincy. So in that regard, I think it's a very good call. Plus, I don't think captaincy is that huge of a it's a bit overrated in T20 cricket because as we have discussed before, it's yeah.
I think Rudransh will come to that topic slightly, later on in
Yeah.
the show. Is captaincy really that hyped up, or is it really worth when it comes to T20 format? But
Yeah.
Harshit, coming to you, and before I come to you, there's a bit of stats on Rajat Patidar itself. His captaincy record, so to speak, because it was rather interesting when it was asked to Rajat Patidar whether once he was offered that option of captaining RCB, that thought process really came to him last year from the management. He said, I want to do the captaincy for my state first before I, take over the RCB captaincy. And in fact, he did that. He led MP to the Syed Mustaq. He led MP in Syed Mustaqil in Vijay Trophy last season. Led in SMAT to the finals. MP played a very good hand in the during the tournament itself and in the Vijay Hazare Trophy. Finished third, as you can see in Group E, narrowly missing the quarterfinals. So, Harshit, I'll begin with you from here. The captaincy record itself. How much do you see this decision? Were you one of those guys thinking, RCB looking at that squad, there was no other option but to go back to Virat Kohli. But if not Virat Kohli, they were really lack of options, and Rajat Patidar was probably only, the what you call a permanent 11 or fixture in that playing 11, if you want to say so to speak, and they had no other option but to go to Rajat Patidar, and this all much we are seeing is probably their way of saying that we had no other option, but we are trying to make the best of whatever we have.
सी विनीत आरसीबी मैनेजमेंट चाहे कुछ भी बोले कि रजत पाटीदार को हम काफी टाइम से कैप्टनसी का कैंडिडेट देख रहे थे, ये बोल रहे थे, फैंस कुछ भी डिफेंड कर ले सोशल मीडिया में, अरे नहीं फ्यूचर का सोचा है, आपका प्लान फेल हुआ है। आप विराट कोहली को कैप्टनसी देख रहे थे, आप विराट कोहली को कैप्टन बनाना चाहते थे, इसीलिए आपने आईपीएल में कोई और प्लेयर पे कैप्टनसी मटेरियल जो थे, और ऐसा नहीं था नहीं थे, बहुत सारे प्लेयर अवेलेबल थे यार, ऋषभ पंत, श्रेयस अय्यर, केएल राहुल, ईशान किशन, जॉश बटलर, मतलब सारे अवेलेबल थे। ठीक है, तो आपने नहीं देखा क्योंकि आपको पता था विराट कोहली आपके कैप्टन बनने वाले हैं, आपको पता था। अब आप चाहे कुछ भी बोल दो यार, तो फ्रेंचाइजीज हमको पता है ना, सब बोलते हैं। लखनऊ जो सुपर जायंट्स ने जब ऋषभ पंत को अनाउंस किया तो 4 महीने तो उन्होंने सस्पेंस बनाया ना कि हमें नहीं पता, हमें डिसाइड नहीं किया है, बट जब अनाउंसमेंट हुआ संजीव गोविंद का तुरंत बोले, जिस दिन मोमेंट पे लिया था उसी मोमेंट पे पता था कैप्टनसी बनेगा। तो फ्रेंचाइजी कुछ भी बोले, विराट कोहली वॉज अ कैप्टनसी कैंडिडेट। विराट कोहली ने लास्ट मोमेंट में मना कर दिया कि मुझे कैप्टन नहीं बनना है, क्या रीजन था वो हमें नहीं पता, वो कभी पता भी नहीं चलेगा, इसलिए आपके पास ऑप्शन नहीं था। अब आपने बैकअप ढूंढने थे, आपके पास क्या ऑप्शन था? आपके पास एक कृणाल पंड्या ऑप्शन थे और आपके पास एक ऑप्शन था रजत पाटीदार। कृणाल पंड्या को लेकर लोग ज्यादा खुश थे नहीं जब आरसीबी में वो आए थे, क्योंकि मुंबई इंडियंस का जो हिस्ट्री रहा है, पांड्या ब्रदर्स का जो हिस्ट्री रहा है, आरसीबी से राइवलरी जो मुंबई का है, तो ज्यादा खुश नहीं थे। मेरे भी काफी सारे आरसीबी फैंस हैं, दोस्तों में दोस्त हैं जिनको मैं जानता हूं, उनसे बात हुई तो वो दे वर नॉट हैप्पी विद द फैक्ट दैट कि कृणाल पंड्या कैप्टनशिप कैंडिडेट हो सकता है। इनफैक्ट दे वर नॉट हैप्पी कि कृणाल पंड्या आरसीबी के लिए खेलेगा, बिकॉज दे नेवर लाइक कृणाल पंड्या और हार्दिक पंड्या फॉर दैट मैटर बिकॉज ऑफ दैट राइवलरी थिंग। नाउ आपके पास रजत पाटीदार एक ऑप्शन था, अब आप डिफेंड करने के लिए बोल दो कि वो एमपी को फाइनल्स में ले गए, ये कर लिया वो कर लिया, अब तो वो तो स्टार्ट पैट आरसीबी करती है यार, वो हर आईपीएल का फैन, हर आईपीएल फ्रेंचाइजी का फैन करता है। सो आरसीबी डिड नॉट हैव एनी बी प्लान। अगर वो उनको पहले से पता होता कि विराट कोहली कैप्टनसी नहीं करने वाले हैं तो इतना माहौल नहीं बनता, बिना उसके इतना माहौल नहीं बनता है। आप भी जानते हैं, मैं भी जानता हूँ, हम सब जानते हैं। विराट कोहली ने लास्ट मोमेंट में मना कर दिया, इसलिए आपको रजत पाटीदार बनाना पड़ा आपके पास, क्योंकि और कोई ऑप्शन नहीं था। अगर आपके लिए और कोई ऑप्शन होता, अगर फॉर एग्जांपल अगर दिनेश कार्तिक ये सीजन खेल रहे होते तो दिनेश कार्तिक को कैप्टनसी दी जाती, अगर विराट कोहली मना कर देते हैं तो रियलिटी यही है, चाहे आप माने ना माने। बाकी जहां तक रही रजत पाटीदार की बात, तो रजत पाटीदार को दिल्ली आरसीबी ने कैप्टनसी लेके एक बड़ा टास्क दिया है। आरसीबी से वो 2021 में डेब्यू किया था, एज ए रिप्लेसमेंट प्लेयर आए थे, 22 में उनको रिटेन नहीं किया, 22 में भी एज ए रिप्लेसमेंट प्लेयर ही आए थे वो, ठीक है। 23 वो खेले नहीं इंजरी की वजह से, 24 उनका एक सीजन। तो अभी अब मैंने रजत पाटीदार को ज्यादा आईपीएल में देखा नहीं है, एक सीजन लास्ट ईयर अच्छा किया था, बट अभी स्टिल ही हैज अ लॉट टू प्रूव, एंड अब ऊपर से कैप्टनसी दी गई है, तो इंटरेस्टिंग होगा कि कैसे करते हैं। डोमेस्टिक में जो किया ठीक है, डोमेस्टिक का परफॉर्मेंस ठीक है, बट डोमेस्टिक में मैं इतना ज्यादा घुसता नहीं हूँ क्योंकि इतने क्वालिटी प्लेयर्स खेले नहीं थे शाहिद मुश्ताक लिए। रजत पाटीदार का परफॉर्मेंस अच्छा था, बट आरसीबी इज अ डिफरेंट बॉल गेम, बहुत प्रेशर है, बहुत हाई प्रोफाइल फ्रेंचाइजी है, अभी तक टाइटल जीते नहीं है। हर साल जब भी खेलने आते हैं फैंस यही उम्मीद करते हैं कि दिस इज आवर ईयर, दिस इज आवर टाइटल। तो बिग थिंग, ठीक है, इट्स अ गुड थिंग फॉर एन इंडियन क्रिकेटर को कि आरसीबी ने इंडियन क्रिकेटर को प्रेफर किया, बिकॉज आरसीबी, रिमेंबर आरसीबी वाज वन ऑफ दोस फर्स्ट फ्रेंचाइजीज जिसने अपने इंडियन कैप्टन को हटा के ओवरसीज कैप्टन प्रेफर किया था 2009 में, जब केविन पीटरसन को साइन किया था। तो वही है कि इंडियन प्लेयर पे बिलीव दिखाया है, फ्यूचर पर और ध्यान में रख के एक ऐसे बंदे को लिया जो शायद अगर अच्छा परफॉर्म करेगा तो 5-7 साल तक फ्रेंचाइजी को लीड कर सकता है, सो दैट्स अ गुड साइन। बट आपको भी पता है, मुझे भी पता है, हम सबको पता है कि दैट वाज नॉट योर प्लान, दैट वाज योर बैकअप, इट वाज नॉट योर बैकअप इवन, दैट वाज एन इमरजेंसी प्लान व्हिच यू हैड टू डू बिकॉज विराट कोहली ने अनाउंस नहीं किया। बाकी जहां तक रही बात कैप्टन से अनाउंसमेंट के, यार आपने भी अटेंड किए ना आरसीबी के जो मेगा इवेंट होते थे कैप्टनसी सीजन से पहले, जब नहीं हुआ था, आज जब मैं एक ट्वीट पढ़ रहा था, एक ट्वीट मैंने देखा, बड़ा इंटरेस्टिंग ट्वीट था कि सुबह देखा कि जब पता चला कि केएससीए के रूम में एडवांस अनाउंसमेंट होने वाला, तभी पता लग गया था कि विराट कोहली नहीं है, अगर विराट कोहली होता तो चेन्नई स्वामी में इवेंट हो रहा होता। तो यही है कि आपका पास बैकअप प्लान नहीं था, तो बैकअप है, ये आपका बैकअप भी नहीं, इमरजेंसी प्लान है, और यही मैं इसको
That's
इमरजेंसी
right.
प्लान के लिए ही तौर पे देखता हूँ इसको।
Yeah, most definitely. That is absolutely bang on, Harshit. When you say कि यार KSC के रूम में अगर कर रहे हो तो it's definitely not Virat Kohli. But then again, Rajat Patidar as a player for RCB, as Harshit mentioned, couple of one season he was injured, last season he was terrific. Immediately in 2021 has played 27 matches so far. As you can see, he was retained for 11 crores. So there's definitely merit in probably giving the captaincy to Rajat Patidar because he has been one of their standout players, at least in the last season, of course. And Harshit may not agree that he hasn't seen much of Rajat Patidar in the domestic circuit, but again, for me, he's one of the best players of spin going around, at least in the T20 format. Somebody similar to Shreyas here who can really dominate, and that number three, number four position really suits him. And maybe that is one of the reasons, or that could be one of the things RCB might be thinking that Rudraj, they have always been very brand centric team that way. Virat Kohli being the captain, despite not winning the IPL title, they stuck with Virat Kohli because a brand of Virat Kohli is there, and that is what really sells. And for RCB, that has been the biggest talking point or a selling point, so to speak. So moving away from that, and in a way, trying to, is this their way of saying that okay, fine, Virat Kohli is still there, he doesn't want to be want the captaincy back, and fair on him. I mean, you can't really judge him on that or be unfair on him. But they're thinking, you know what, captaincy isn't that important as you were mentioning, and let's lead into that fact. Uh, would Rajat Patidar be tested as a captain, or it would be the back room who would be tested, and it's just basically Rajat Patidar, a front guy for what Andy Flower and Mo Babat and others would be thinking around. So captaincy doesn't really matter that much in IPL. For me, it doesn't matter because my prime example, as Rudransh, I was telling you before the live, that the GT inaugural season that they won, Hardik Pandya went with got all the accolades. It was actually Ashish Nehra and the backroom staff, and look, somebody like a Mumbai Indians also, when they won with Rohit Sharma, they had a star-studded, all-star coaching staff of Ricky Ponting, Sachin, and who not? I mean, why do those guys had more say than or maybe in Mumbai Indians or even GT? Do you think that's something you wanted to talk about, and that's what it is going to be. That they wanted a frontman, and Patidar seemed the safest option, as Harshit put it.
I think more than a frontman, it's like even if it's a decision that is being made as an emergency choice, I think it has saved them a lot of money and it has helped the team building in a way because captaincy, I think what I have learned from talking to analysts and team management people, captaincy is all about maintaining good atmosphere and executing the team plans in the field and just making sure that you are everything is going well with the media and everything, and the team's atmosphere is coming out good for the outside world. And for that, I think going after someone like Rishabh Pant, Shreyas Iyer, KL Rahul, we have seen how much those people cost their franchises. And I think it is much better to just retain your best players, get the best players for your team, and then choose one of the captains from them. And in that regard, Rajat Patidar is it's a golden chance for them to just put a decent captain who has a bit of experience, who has an image of a humble guy, a nice guy. And I think it also works out. You spoke about the brand prospect. I think first of all we'll see a lot of Virat Kohli videos in the coming season. I'm pretty sure of that more than ever. But to not have a superstar sort of a captain, I think it works out for them because overall the team will become more of a how can you say, there would be less of a pressure because you won't have someone expecting a Faf du Plessis. There won't be an added expectations from the captain. It just there would be a lot of intrigue, and the team can just work together and work towards the same goal. I think that will work out for them.